Well, we talked about today's snow and the snow for tonight into tomorrow morning in Noyes' notes and 1 degree outside today. This is Insights, and I want to take you through the next several days. Now, there'll be another round of snow showers and squalls tomorrow afternoon and evening, and the temperatures will be crashing as well. So some localized icy spots will be possible, particularly on untreated surfaces. Rain and snow likely on Friday, depending on location. We'll track that, and some light snow possible on Sunday with another fast-moving clipper system that comes in, and we can trace it all with atmospheric energy, right? We've shown this before, the yellows, the reds indicating that. So we've got that one disturbance cold front coming through today. Meanwhile, another quick moving one comes in tonight and tomorrow. You can see that here, a little trough digging into the northeast. Meanwhile, we've got a big upper level low that's been responsible for some of the wet weather, thankfully, that they needed across Southern California. That will eject into the central plains with a round of heavy rain and some severe weather over the next couple of days. And that is our disturbance that comes overhead during the day on Friday. Little dip in the jet stream that comes through is fairly progressive, keeps on moving, and is offshore by the time we get to Saturday. So let's talk about each of these. Now, starting with Wednesday, the nation overall is fairly quiet. We get the snow showers and squalls across the northeast after some early morning fluffy snow and then a little break in the action. High pressure is centered over the central United States. Some showers down across Texas with some snow in the Rockies. Those disturbances may spark a few isolated thunderstorms during the day tomorrow. The area is shaded in green. They're not going to be all that widespread, but there'll be a few rumbles that do pop up in and around the Dallas area and then stretching south and east to Austin. By Thursday, that risk of severe weather expands east and is a little greater. The yellow shaded areas just north and east of Houston and then stretching back up through much of central and northern Louisiana with a broader area that may see some isolated severe thunderstorms, damaging wind gusts, real heavy rainfall, some localized flooding possible as well. As it taps the Gulf of Mexico for moisture, area of low pressure, and what's this? Yes, a northern stream disturbances. And as we talked about yesterday, how these two interact and the timing of these will have implications on what we see here at home as this whole system slides east during the day on Friday and then pushes offshore after that. So one disturbance at a time. And I want to take a zoomed in view. This is tomorrow morning. Notice, yes, a lot of the southern half of New England gets some early morning snow or overnight into early tomorrow morning. But then the northern half of New England has some pockets of light snow that do continue tomorrow during the morning hours, generally light. The sun breaks out in much of the southern half of New England by early to mid-morning tomorrow. Then clouds build back in. Notice by late morning, we're already above freezing in many areas. Mid to upper 30s, even some low 40s along the south coast. Still snowing in the far north country. But then by midday to early afternoon, we get a little upper level energy that swings. So look at that, scattered on showers of rain and snow that may be a little bit squally in nature and actually a little more organized or a little more widespread in terms of coverage compared to today. You see some of the deeper blues in here. And that indicates to me we may get some brief, moderate to heavy bursts of snow, brief wind that gusts with it. And notice the temperature too will start to drop back below freezing during tomorrow, late afternoon to early evening from northwest to southeast. So my one concern there is that anything that's untreated will become slick. There'll be some icy spots that result from any residual moisture out there. Temperatures in the teens and 20s by the evening with maybe a lingering snow shower in far eastern Maine or far northern Vermont. So it's a widespread 1 to 3 inches. We took a look at this map earlier today, but I just want to show you again. For a lot of southern New England here, either side of the Mass Turnpike, it's about an inch or two. South of that, maybe like a coating to little, if anything, along the south coast. But then you move farther north, and it's a widespread 2 to 4 inch snowfall event for much of the northern half of New England, with some enhancement with elevation here in the spine of the Green Mountains, Mount Washington Valley, and then across southern Maine where we're going about 4 inches, less in northern Maine where it's more like a coating to an inch when you get back up into Aroostook County. Again, most of that falls overnight into tomorrow, and then another quick coating to an inch with some of those snow showers and squalls that come in tomorrow afternoon and evening. So it's a changeable weather day for our Wednesday. Thursday is much quieter. It's a bright day. Sun and late day clouds, but it's blustery and it's chilly. That cold air kind of gets reinforced temporarily. Snow shower in far northern New England on Thursday. The rest of us are dry. And then on Friday, here comes a warm front. Placement of this critical in determining who sees the rain and snow with this next batch that comes in. We will be mild enough that much of southern New England is likely to see rain, although depending on the start time, it may be just cold enough that we get a little brief wintry mix through the interior before changing over to rain. Notice the farther north you go, This may be a mainly snowy scenario across northern New England, although some mixing is possible. You'll see here in some of the valleys as we get some relatively milder air. Friday evening, that rain snow line kind of positioned right over central New England and then wraps up from west to east as that back edge comes through Friday night. So by Saturday, it's a quieter day overall, brief break in the action before the next quick moving disturbance. Again, that's the one that may bring a little bit of light snowfall by the time we get to Sunday. And in terms of Friday snowfall amounts, until the temperature drops in northern New England, we may not see it start to accumulate. So it may be a Friday evening and night scenario where we get a widespread 2 to 4 inches. That's just an early outlook in terms of accumulation. Again, Friday in much of northern New England. We'll keep you posted on that. Predicted wind gusts for our Wednesday. They do jump up as that system comes in, 25 to 35 miles per hour. So some of the squalls, gusts isolated to 40 may occur here on some of the hilltops and also on Cape Cod. That wind shifts around. It's still blustery for Wednesday evening and into Thursday. Still some gusts over 20 miles per hour that will gradually ease for the second half of the day, about 10 to 20 miles per hour, especially by Thursday evening. So it's kind of up and down in terms of temperature, in terms of chances of precipitation. School days ahead for our Wednesday, feeling like the teens in the morning, 20s later on. Again, some light morning snow. It's a fluff factor because it is cold enough that we get it to be a lighter, easy to move around snow. And then it feels a little bit milder in the afternoon, but that chance of a snow shower during the afternoon and evening may be mixed with some raindrops in southern New England. Thursday's the coldest day by far in terms of what it feels like for the kiddos, single digits and lower teens. And then Friday feeling like the 20s pretty much of the day with some areas of rain and snow depending on location. High temperatures, 30s to lower 40s tomorrow briefly, and then the cold air snaps in. So that's why I'm concerned with kind of a freeze up tomorrow evening in spots. Look at the overnight lows. Sub-zero in the North Country, single digits and teens from north to south for our Wednesday night. And predicted wind chill goes sub-zero even in southern New England, north and west of Boston, single digits all the way back down to the Cape, feeling like 10 to 20 below in far northern New Hampshire and Maine. Thursday, it's a turnaround though. We shift the wind around a little bit out of the west-southwest, so teens and 20s. And then by the time we get to the afternoon, the wind factored in, it'll feel like the single digits and teens, sub-zero in northern New England. Thursday night, not quite as cold as Wednesday night, single digits and teens from north to south. And then Friday, we bump things up a little bit temperature-wise to around or just over 40 in southern New England, but colder to the north. So as that precipitation moves in, yes, we'll have some areas of rain and snow in far northern New England. So we'll keep you posted on that. Saturday, colder air again, so little ups and downs temperature-wise, teens and 20s from north to south with that wind kicking back up again as well. You can get more exclusive content from us on Patreon. We've got 4 different membership tiers. The podcast we'll be putting out later on this week. That's weekly live streams ahead of storms as well. A 1 degree outside enthusiast. We've got a bunch of niche maps. If you love snow and snow sports discussions, check it all out at patreon.com/1 degree outside.